I've had millions of basketball-related conversations with David Falk. No one should be surprised that David Falk is going out there with the MJ flag, because if you think that, stop. Just get out of the sports talking about business and go to something else. Now, I hate the conversation because it requires you to say something negative about someone who's truly great and all-time great to make your point. And that's the most tiresome thing about the GOAT conversation. Let me just say this. I'm not going to sit here and say that LeBron James has to be considered better than Magic Johnson. That's garbage. I'm not going to say LeBron James has to be considered better than Bill Russell. That's garbage. I'm not going to say LeBron James has to be considered better than Kobe Bryant. That's garbage. LeBron James is one of the greatest players of all time in all team sports. I'm sorry, if that's not good enough, turn the page. Get over yourself. In other words, I'm going to proclaim and support and wave the LeBron James flag for his greatness. But if I say he's less than number 2, that's not good enough for you, to hell with you. And I'm not saying that in support of David Falk. I'm saying that as somebody who has watched basketball and lived with basketball my whole life. I got to say that LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant? What? Put me in a grave first.
For years, the sports media world has pushed the same predictable storyline, acting like the GOAT conversation is nothing more than a two-man showdown between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Every debate show, every flashy highlight mix, every viral moment seems to recycle the same angle. Jordan's perfect 6-0 finals record versus LeBron's massive stats and unmatched longevity, because it creates drama, boosts engagement, and keeps the ratings flowing. But the people who've been close to the game for decades say this narrative isn't just shallow, it's misleading. By boiling basketball history down to 2 names, we ignore the pioneers who built the league, the revolutionaries who reshaped eras, and the stars who continue to inspire entire generations. And one of the strongest critics of this oversimplified storyline is Hall of Fame journalist Michael Wilbon, a man whose 4 decades of courtside experience give his words serious weight. Michael Wilbon has spent decades watching the game evolve, witnessing Magic Johnson run Showtime like a maestro, Bill Russell anchor the most dominant dynasty the sport has ever known, and Kobe Bryant climb toward greatness as the closest heir to Michael Jordan's legacy. So when Wilbon talks about who truly defines greatness, he isn't echoing media chatter. He's speaking from years of first-hand experience, private conversations with legends, and a lifetime spent courtside. On a recent episode of Get Up, he addressed the chaos sparked by David Falk, Jordan's longtime agent, who stirred the basketball world by saying MJ would have won 15 championships if he played the roster-stacking game LeBron uses. That claim shook fans, but Wilbon didn't just step in to defend Jordan. He went even further, tearing apart the belief that LeBron James automatically deserves the title of the second greatest player in NBA history. Wilbon didn't tiptoe around the topic. His comments were sharp, unapologetic, and aimed directly at the heart of the media's favorite storyline. He flat-out rejected the idea that LeBron must automatically be ranked ahead of Magic Johnson, Bill Russell, or Kobe Bryant, calling each suggestion garbage before dismantling the long-running illusion that the GOAT debate starts with Jordan and ends with LeBron. His point was unmistakable. There is no guaranteed number 2, and legends like Magic, Russell, and Kobe aren't side characters in some LeBron-centered narrative. They shape the game in ways the modern debate conveniently ignores. And that's where Wilbon's critique hit hardest, because he wasn't just challenging the rankings. He was exposing how today's media has squeezed the GOAT conversation into such a narrow box that even questioning LeBron's spot behind Jordan is treated like a basketball sin. Wilbon reminded everyone that fans treat Jordan at 1, LeBron at 2 like it's written in permanent ink. But he tore that idea apart instantly. True greatness isn't just about stacking stats or surviving 2 decades in the league. It's about changing the sport, shifting the culture, and leaving a mark so deep that the game itself evolves around you. Magic Johnson didn't simply run the point. He redesigned the position and turned Showtime into a worldwide spectacle. Bill Russell didn't just collect championships. He redefined what winning meant, anchoring an unmatched dynasty with 11 titles in 13 years. And Kobe Bryant was far more than Jordan's shadow. He became the spark that inspired a new era, a relentless force who demanded respect with every performance. Wilbon wasn't attacking LeBron by elevating these legends. He was defending the integrity of the sport, reminding everyone that basketball's story is rich, complicated, and filled with giants who deserve a place in the conversation, not a spot on the sidelines. Wilbon warned that erasing legends just to keep a two-man marketing battle alive isn't just lazy, it's a betrayal of the sport. And his strongest moment came when he said the idea of putting LeBron above Kobe would put him in a grave. First, not as shock value, but as the honest conviction of someone who watched Kobe up close, heard the stories from players who battled him, and understood the respect Kobe commanded. Ignoring Kobe, Magic, or Russell just to elevate LeBron isn't analysis. It's rewriting the sport's history. And Wilbon, a man who spent decades courtside speaking with the icons who built the game, doesn't use words without meaning. So when he pushes back against the Jordan versus LeBron cage match, it carries weight. He isn't diminishing LeBron. He's calling out the narrow box the media forces the GOAT debate into. Because the truth is simple. Basketball's greatness isn't a straight line with Jordan at 1 and LeBron at 2. It's a massive table where Magic, Russell, Bird, Kobe, Duncan, and countless others deserve their seats, their stories, and their impact recognized. Reducing the GOAT debate to a simple Jordan-LeBron ladder doesn't just oversimplify history. It disrespects the very game it claims to honor. Because if championships are the true standard, then Bill Russell stands alone at the top with 11 titles in 13 seasons, a level of dominance that isn't a resume, it's an empire. Russell wasn't just collecting rings. He was transforming defense, mastering the art of shot blocking, and turning transition basketball into a weapon long before the modern game embraced it. He was the one force capable of countering Wilt Chamberlain, using strategy, intelligence, and unshakable determination to neutralize raw power. And while reshaping basketball, he also carried himself with dignity in a racially divided America, becoming a symbol far larger than the sport. Ignoring Russell to elevate LeBron isn't analysis. It's erasing the foundation of what winning means. And if Russell was the base, Magic Johnson was the revolution. Standing 6 feet 9 inches with the creativity of an artist and the presence of a global star, Magic reinvented the point guard role and turned Showtime into a worldwide phenomenon. Every no-look pass was a stroke of genius, every fast break a moment etched into NBA history. And his 5 titles and 9 finals came against some of the greatest teams ever assembled, Bird's Celtics, Dr. J Sixers, and Isaiah's Pistons. Magic didn't just collect trophies, he conquered the toughest era imaginable. And when the spotlight burned hottest in the 1980 finals with Kareem out, a rookie Magic slid to center and delivered 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists to secure the championship, proving he wasn't riding destiny, he was destiny. His impact reshaped the sport, clearing a path for every oversized playmaker who followed. So the real question becomes, is LeBron truly the automatic number 2, or have we been fed a polished media narrative that trims out legends for the sake of a cleaner headline? Because claiming LeBron must leapfrog Magic means forgetting the man who redefined greatness itself, just as dismissing Larry Bird means ignoring the ice-cold rival who stood toe-to-toe with Showtime. Bird wasn't built on athletic flash. He was built on unmatched skill, fearless competitiveness, 3 championships, 3 straight MVPs, a feat even LeBron never touched, and a Celtics dynasty that fought for every inch of glory. Larry Bird didn't overwhelm opponents with athleticism. He dismantled them with skill, toughness, and a competitive fire that felt almost dangerous, calling his shot before the three-point contest, warming up with his jacket still on, then proving everyone else really was playing for second, dropping 60 on the Hawks while their own bench laughed in shock, and delivering playoff triple-doubles while fighting through back pain that would have ended most careers, because Bird wasn't interested in just winning. He wanted to crush your spirit. His rivalry with Magic didn't just revive the NBA, it transformed the league into a stage of artistry and intensity, and pretending LeBron automatically slides past Bird ignores the decade-long battle that saved professional basketball. And then came Kobe Bryant, the relentless heir to the throne, stacking 5 championships, 2 finals MVPs, a league MVP, and unleashing scoring nights so unreal they felt pulled from legend. Kobe Bryant's greatness wasn't shaped by comfort. It was built through relentless obsession. From the 81-point eruption to sinking free throws on a torn Achilles to winning back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010 after critics insisted he couldn't do it without Shaq. He stayed loyal to one franchise for 2 decades, weathering chaos, evolving his game, and fighting his way back to the top, earning not just praise from fans but deep respect from the league's biggest stars, Durant, Wade, Irving, and countless others who consistently point to Kobe as a standard. In the NBA, Respect isn't handed out. It's earned through pain, consistency, and an unbreakable will, and Kobe embodied all three. Ignoring his place in the conversation just to fast-track LeBron isn't analysis. It disrespects the competitive spirit the league was built on, which is exactly why Wilbon's challenge matters. He wasn't attacking LeBron. He was protecting the soul of basketball's history and reminding us that true greatness can't be reduced to a simple checklist. Greatness in basketball isn't a straight line. It's a layered mosaic built by giants. Shaped by Russell's unmatched winning, Magic's visionary brilliance, Bird's ruthless fire, and Kobe's relentless obsession. Each of these legends forms a pillar holding up the sport's history, and ignoring them turns the GOAT debate into nothing more than a polished marketing pitch. That's why the idea that the conversation begins and ends with Jordan versus LeBron can't be taken seriously. Legends don't disappear just because a new storyline trends online. They remain, demanding recognition. Until we acknowledge their place, the debate isn't really about greatness. It's about convenience. The myth of a two-man race is one of the biggest illusions modern sports media has created, and if you watch ESPN or scroll social media, you'd think the entire history of basketball is just MJ versus LeBron. Every headline, every segment, every viral argument circles back to the same question: is LeBron better than Jordan? But the uncomfortable truth is that this framing doesn't honor the sport. It cheapens it. It wipes away decades of battles, rivalries, and icons, reducing everything to a soap opera-style storyline designed for clicks rather than respecting the game's rich history. Jordan remains the gold standard with 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, and flawless execution when the stakes were highest. But even his legacy wasn't built alone. It was shaped by overcoming the Bad Boys Pistons, the fading Celtics dynasty, and Magic's Lakers, proving that greatness grows by defeating giants. LeBron, meanwhile, stands as the sport's Iron Man, the prodigy from Akron who carried 20 years of excellence, won titles with 3 different franchises, shattered records, and stayed elite deep into his 30s. Yet the narrative surrounding him often becomes dangerous when every stat, milestone, or finals run is twisted into ammunition.